angel investing is considered less developed in Europe than in USA. Has anything changed this year or about to change?
Well, I think that first of all, no, nothing has changed mentally and culture. If I look at the mental agenda and the culture of people in Europe, then I see still that we are lagging behind because it's not normal. Angel investor and angel investment is considered as being special, an exception, which is not the case in the United States. It's considered as being a normal model. On the other hand, yes, we are catching up, and the reason why is very simple. That is because of necessity entrepreneurship. A lot of startups need investment and of course need then angel investment out of necessity because they lack equity and they have to go somewhere even if they don't know it or if they don't like it. So it goes both ways. On the one hand, no, we are not catching up. On the other hand, yes, because startups feel it as a necessity.
Right now, does Europe have any major advantages over USA, Asia, Africa for angel investing? If yes, what are they?
But the main advantage we have, I don't know compared to the United States, but compared to Africa, no doubt, and maybe also Asia, is that we have available funding. Yeah, there is too much money around, and that is not entirely being invested in whatever ventures that can be. So that is the advantage. For the rest, Europe is not more creative, Europe is not better or whatever than the other continents, but I think we have one advantage, that is that funding and investors are looking for opportunities to invest because we have too much available money.
You personally have created a number of angel networks, and also you are personally on board of some medium-sized companies. Do Belgian angel investors invest abroad? Do foreign companies come to look for funding in Belgium?
If we talk about angel investment, well, first of all, a lot of potential business angels are what I call virgin angels. They have money ready to invest, but they're very much risk averse because they're still virgin. They never did it. So the first time is always very important, but before they do it the first time, they need to overcome a lot of hurdles. Yeah? So in order to answer your question, no, because already angel investment in Belgium is not normal. And second of all, we have a lot of virgin angels, and so it is already risky for them to invest in Belgium, not to talk about investing abroad. So the answer is very seldom, very seldom. And the other way around, no, of course, because angel investment need always to be at arm's length. They need to know each other quite well on the one hand, and on the other hand don't need to be too familiar. So again, the answer is very few business angels invest abroad.
In search of funding, lots of entrepreneurs lose faith in their own abilities and ideas by approaching the wrong funding sources. Who should not approach angel investors at all?
In fact, every entrepreneur and every company could approach angel investors and vice versa. But when I look at your question, then I say family, real family business with low ambitions in order to innovate, low ambitions for going internationally, low ambitions for growth. They don't need, they don't want, they must not attract angel investors.
Professor, if you personally were an entrepreneur in search of funds, how would you choose your angel investor? What would be your criteria?
If I would choose an angel investor for funding, I would go for, first of all, he or she needs to be loyal. I need to be able to count on him or her 24/7. Second of all, deep pockets. Yeah, not very greedy or not very stingy. So deep pockets, sufficient additional funding for potential opportunities, experience in my industry, being helpful or being able to help me with networking, giving me other people, names, introductions and so on, and last but not least, a similar long-term vision.
What is a more effective route for development of the company? To ask friends, family for finance, or to look for an angel investor?
That is very simple. Both are needed. In theory, I would say both, and it depends on the situation. If the family investor is loyal, has deep pockets, has a network and so on, then I would go for family. If the angel investor answers those criteria, I would go for the angel investor. So I don't care if it is family or friends or angel investors, although in general I would say friends is a little bit tricky because you walk and talk with friends, but you don't invest with friends. But that's a cliche.
Yeah. What is the job description of the angel investor, if we can say so?
Very simple. First, provide money and a network. And second role is control and inspire, or maybe the other way around. Inspire the entrepreneur, because the entrepreneur is in the driving seat. Yeah? So the angel investor is in the back seat. So the angel investor should inspire him or her as an entrepreneur, but at the same time control. That he's not driving too fast, that he's not driving too slowly, and so on. But the first role is, of course, providing money. Otherwise, you don't talk about angel investors.
Can you please describe the ideal relationships between an angel investor and the entrepreneur?
Yes, that depends on my previous answer. Yeah. So the relationship between the angel investor and the entrepreneur should be based on loyalty, long-term vision, etc. But I want to add one thing, and that is that you have to structure that relationship, and not just have an amateur view on that. You have to structure it and say, okay, what are the rules for our relationship? How often do we meet? Based on what? What is the agenda of the meetings and so on? But always it is based on inspiration and control.